I applied to 121 jobs before I landed my first BDR gig. I'm an account executive today, and here are 6, maybe 7 things that I wish I knew going into that. Lessons that I learned so you don't have to apply to 121 jobs before you land your first gig. My name is Lukas Arellano, and I post tips like this every Saturday and also every day on LinkedIn, so you can follow me over there. Tip number 1, I had to learn the hard way. Your resume is worthless without outreach. I bought into a boot camp thinking the certification would make up for my lack of college education, and I kind of cheated the test because I just wanted the cert, and the certification did nothing for me. There's so many applicants. Even if you have a good amount of experience, your resume is going to get lost in the abyss, and it's just luck at that point. So especially if you don't have experience, just know, even if you have a college degree or whatever, your resume is worthless without outreach, and the only thing that matters the most to hiring managers is your ability to do the job. So in order to understand that better, you can either buy a boot camp, you can study my YouTube channel, you can read books. Doesn't matter how you get the information, but you do need to know fundamentally how to open a cold call, how to close a cold call, how to send an effective cold email, how to prospect and work hard. Those are the biggest things in the hiring manager's eyes, and your resume can't reflect that on its own. You have to do outreach to that manager to prove to them you know and you have what it takes. So if you're on your job hunt and you feel like you're having trouble getting a hold of hiring managers, I'll include a free link in the description with the templates that I use to land my interviews like crazy and that I give my clients as well. It's completely free, so I'll see you there. The second tip, emails aren't enough once you're on the job or just for the job hunt in general. You need to be cold calling. This is why it's so important to understand what it takes to be an effective cold caller first. Spend no more than a week on that so that you can apply that and cold call these hiring managers with a sick opener, value proposition, objection handling skills, and meeting booking skills. Just know everyone sends emails. Maybe not everyone, but at least half the applicants are sending them emails trying to stand out from the rest, as well as LinkedIn messages. So you have to call in order to really stand out. And a pro tip here, you can actually leave a text or a voicemail after the call because most of the times they won't pick up, and tell them, hey, I just applied to this role. No need to call back unless you'd like to chat further. I'm about to send you an email with some more information on who I am as a person and the value I bring company. You can respond to it there. That will up your reply rate, double your reply rate. And that's a great skill to have once you're on the job as well, to use that tactic. That's where your cold emailing skills come in. You have to write a super effective cold email once you leave that voicemail so that it attracts them to set up an interview with you. And another pro tip, I'm just dishing these out for free. Leave a personalized LinkedIn connection request referencing the voicemail and the email and tell them you just wanted to put a face to the name. That's called a multi-threaded approach. Very important to use that once you're on the job. And it's the best way to get a hold of these hiring managers through multi-threads. Call, text, email, LinkedIn. Third tip, you need to know you're going to get destroyed before you get your job. I was trash at application number 1. I was trash at interview number 1. I was still trash at interview number 3. But with each rejection, I reflected on where I went wrong. I asked for honest feedback to the interviewers, and I implemented. And I even sought outside help from people that knew what they were doing more than I did, aka people that's been in the industry or maybe a hiring manager themselves, asking them to audit my process. Each no will teach you what you're missing. And instead of allowing it to destroy you and discourage you, use it as a reflection area. You're gonna need that grit anyways once you're on the job to deal with rejection, and don't give up to failure. If failure defeats you, it's the only way it wins. If you keep standing up, failure can never win. I remember I read a book by Og Mandino. I highly recommend it. It's called The Greatest Salesman in the World. And a quote that I live by is, and I'm probably not saying this word for word, but weak is one who allows his thoughts to control his actions, but strong-minded is one who forces his actions to control his thoughts. And if you force your inputs, you force your applications, you will land your job eventually, which will control your thoughts and boost your confidence. Another really cool thing that helps me today is looking back. I had no idea it was going to take 121 times, but now I know today. So if I could go back in time, I would just know just to keep going because my yes is coming eventually. In the moment, you don't know exactly how many times it's going to take, but there's a pre-written number of how many applications it's going to take you. And each no, you're just getting closer to that yes. So that should help you out mentally. Tip number 4, if you're winging these interviews, you're never gonna land the job, even if you know you have what it takes to succeed on the role. You have to understand what these hiring managers are looking for. And the only way to do that is review the job description, speak with other sales reps, and ask them what top performing reps have in common. Once you understand those traits, you wanna write out stories proving that you have those traits. Because you don't have the experience, you're gonna have to use amazing storytelling skills to prove how your life experiences demonstrate that you have what it takes to succeed on the role. On top of having these traits, I'd say the most important one is outworking everyone. You need to prove to them that you will outwork everyone and lead the board in activity, because ultimately a hungry BDR, you can't ask for anything else. And also going into the interview, you're probably gonna be winging it because you have a bunch of other companies you're interviewing with. You can't wing it. You have to know their product and the people they sell it to like the back of your hand. And ChatGPT is a really good tool to help you with this, but it can't do all the work for you. You have to understand what it looks like, how it works, who it helps, and how it helps each persona within that company. Like it helps the CFO differently as opposed to how it helps the VP of operations, right? They care about different things, but the product's the same, if that makes sense. Now, once you actually get into the interviews, this leads to tip number 5, you have to learn how to close them. If you're not closing your interviews like this, it's probably why you're not moving on to the next round. You have to close it like a sale. The best way to do that is 1, gauge their level of interest in you. Throughout the interview, you should have performed and proved to them you have what it takes to succeed, but you want to ask them at the end if there's any hesitations about moving you forward. I actually have a video up here on how to close more specifically. Then you want to set best next steps before getting off the call. If they say they'll get back to you, ask them when. Thursday, okay, can I give you a call Friday if I don't hear back from you? Or don't even ask, tell them you will call. And 3 kind of goes hand in hand with that. Don't ever leave the ball in their court. Don't let them say, I'll get back to you when I get a chance. Get a date and get it on your calendar. And this tip, number 6, this tip is what allowed me to land my job without going to college or having experience. I wrote a handwritten note and overnighted it to their office. It was like $25, $30 to do, but it made me stand out. That's why they opened up the seat for me. They already made up their mind. They weren't going to move forward with me. I wrote the note, they opened it, and they opened up a seat for me. In that note, just write your genuine gratitude for that person and what it's done for you. Say, in my professional experience, I've realized that handwritten notes are the best ways to ask for referrals in business in general, and also show genuine appreciation. So I want you to know how much I appreciate the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to the next steps. Now, those were 6 rapid fire tips I wish I had going into my job hunt. So if you're watching this, you're on a job hunt, you just found gold. Remember, check the description for the link to the email templates that I use to land my interviews with hiring managers. And feel free to comment on anything specifically that you feel like you need help with or that you want some more insight on. I'd love to see you on LinkedIn as well. But regardless, I will see you next weekend. Thanks.